sign your first dream client. So cold email is a headache if you don't know what you're doing. That's why 99% of people that are starting running cold email campaigns they end up quitting too early, because you or them probably struggle to see any promising results, and that has nothing to do with how difficult cold email is. In fact, cold email is fairly simple once you nail the fundamentals, because you see there are certain rules to this game, rules you must follow to see success, and deviating away from these rules could mean the difference between booking hundreds of calls and none at all. So in this video, I'm going to go over the 10 cold email tips that you should follow so that you can increase the chance of signing your first dream client. But before we jump in, just a quick reminder. I put out valuable content just like this one every week to help you get more clients and add at least 5k to 10k to your bottom line. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more crazy new hacks. Okay, so let's start. Cold email tip number one: always focus your messaging on them rather than you. Look, I'm going to be real here. Nobody cares about you. Maybe your family does, but I can assure you a busy CEO of a 500 employee company does not. And so the last thing you want to do in your cold email is talk non-stop about your accomplishments and achievements, or talk about how good you are at your job. Instead, flip the script and make the conversation about your prospects. Congratulate them on their recent founding round. Specify like how you can benefit them with your service. Then ask them if they did be interested in hopping on a call with you. But remember, people don't care about you, they only care about what it's in for them. So don't talk too much about you, keep it all about your prospects. So call email tip number two: use simple subject lines. Now, do not confuse cold email with email marketing. There are two completely different fields, because when you run a cold email campaign for maybe an e-com brand, it makes sense to spice things up with your subject line since you're targeting warm leads all the time. But with cold email, since you're targeting cold leads all the time, your subject line as simple like quick question works really well. I myself have used it for months and I have always seen great results with it. So to be honest, you don't really need to overcomplicate the step. Okay, instead you might just want to focus your efforts and invest your time into improving your messaging and targeting. Going to the fun part, cold email tip number three: avoid phrases like sorry to bother you or I don't want to take too much of your time. Sales is all about frame. So if your prospects perceives you as a person that lacks confidence, what reason do you give them to be confident in your ability to deliver by apologizing for being an inconvenience? Okay, you instantly lose the trust of a prospect by apologizing, and such context may seem like you are being polite, but it really conveys that you are insecure. So just cut out all the unnecessary filler words in your call emails and get straight to the point. That will help you 100% of the time. Call email tip number four. I see this all the time. Like, never use I would love to, I did like to in your emails. Some of you treat like cold email as though it were a dating app. Like, what's up? I would like to take you out for dinner. Well, that doesn't work. It works maybe on Tinder, but not on call email. Instead, what you want to do to book someone in a call, say something along the lines of, would you be open to hopping on a call next Monday? Okay, something like that. And look, I know it sounds stupid, but it works, because it all ties back to making sure that your cold email is always about your prospect. And with that in mind, if you want to treat your prospect as the main character, the language you use in your messaging must reflect that, which leads us to cold email tip number five. Your targeting needs to be specific. So look, there are levels to this game, as I said, and if you want to nail cold email, you must become a master at targeting. Let's say you offer CRO, conversion rate optimization with web design, okay, or something like that. If you targeted every single company in North America with a generic message, your results will be average at best. Whereas if you were too specifically focused on reaching out to CMOs working at Tolda brands in Houston, Texas, and then referencing some case studies of a similar Tolda brand that you recently helped, you're going to notice a significant jump in your reply rate, and thus because the more specific you are in your targeting, the more specific you can then be with your messaging. On top of that, cold email tip number 6, focus on benefits and not features. Never focus on features. If you focus on features, don't focus on features only, then just accompany them with benefits. Because this is a cookie mistake I see whenever someone first gets started with cold email. First, they have a tendency to drive all the attention to the service itself. And quick tip: don't be one of them. Your prospect doesn't care about any of your service because all they want to know is what is in it for them, what type of results they can expect, and why should they even trust you to deliver that. Everything else, I promise you, everything else can then be discussed later on a sales call. Like that's only what they want to know. Okay, so gold email tip number 7: don't include any links in your body of your email. Now this is gold. Okay, why? Because email service providers like Gmail and Outlook are in constant battles with scammers. These companies have a lot of measures in place to prevent phishing emails from reaching the inbox of their customers. And so, by including random links in your initial cold email or your email, just email, and so by including random links in your initial cold email, you risk getting your email flagged even if the links are legit. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have any links in your email. Actually, you can, but you just need to be careful with what links you share and where you place them in your email. For instance, you can always add your Calendly link at the very bottom of your email. That's where most of my links I keep them right underneath your email signature, and you won't really have any problem whatsoever. Though, if you do ever want to send a link to your website or case study, make sure to only do that after the prospect replies to your initial email, because that keeps your email's deliverability very good. It keeps it safe. Now, coming down to the silver cold email tip number 8, keep your sending volume per domain low. I can't stress this enough, always. But you have no idea how many times I've had someone who says with absolute full confidence that cold email does not work and it's a waste of time. Yet, when you ask them why do they believe that's the case, they usually say something along the lines, well, I used my company domain to send out 1,000 cold emails, and not only did I see any result, but my domain now is flagged. No wonder, bro. No wonder you don't get any results. Because if you send 1,000 emails right off the bat using a single domain, you are essentially telling email service providers like Gmail and Outlook that you are openly using automated software tools. And the bad news is that goes against the terms and conditions. So, of course, they're going to end up blocking your domain in such cases. Now, the workaround here is to purchase multiple domains and have all those domains tied to your original one. Then just spread the sending volume between the different domains. So rather than sending 1,000 cold emails using one domain, purchase 20 domains, then send out 50 cold emails per domain. That way you are less likely to trigger any anti-spam filters. Thank me later. Okay. Cold email tip number 9: use relevant case studies. This is tied in with targeting and messaging. The more specific that you can be with who you target and how you position your offer, the better your results. So if you're reaching out to plumbers in your local area, it will make a lot of sense to include a case study of another plumber that you are able to help generate leads for. If you don't have any such like specific case studies, well then it really comes down to how you position it. If you're targeting maybe house services space, the house service space like HVAC companies, but you have only worked with plumbers before, you can say that you have helped the companies in the home service space increase your PIP plan. Sure, it's not as specific, but it's quite relevant. So just think of different angles that you can take with your existing case studies and see how you can make it resonate with the prospects. Lastly, and the most important of all, call email tip number 10: keep your emails short. The shortest way to get no reply to your cold emails is by sending a cold email that is 6 or 7 paragraphs long, where you burst about your accomplishments, and the years of experience that you have in a specific industry. Yes, you may feel the urge to do so by including more information in your email, thinking you are helping the prospect, but really, what you're doing is just pushing them away, because that huge wall of text ends up overwhelming the prospect. So, what you want to do instead is keep your email short, clear, and concise. Period. Your email should be 50 words or less and must cover two essential points. One is your offer, and two is a relevant case study that will appeal to the prospects. Sure thing. You can also start your email with a personalized line, but that's as far as you are allowed to go. Everything beyond that is just fluff. That's for real. And there you have it. 10 unique cold email tips that you can apply to start and see better results with your cold email campaigns. A bonus tip: if you want access to this doc, it will be waiting for you in the description. Also, if you are a coach, consultant, or course creator and you want to add another 10k or 30k from your email list completely on a performance basis, feel free, go on my calendar link, book a free call with me, and let's 2x your monthly sales. Guaranteed, or you don't pay. And this is no BS. Out. See you on the next video. Talk soon. Peace.